I get to hear rarely about, the kids who are abandoned by their narcissistic parents. Nobody talks about it, yeah? Because society wants to enable such things. It's okay for a parent to abandon their child, yeah? No one is going to fight a case. No one is going, no, none of the activists are going to come forward. None of these, influencers are going to come forward and run a campaign that, this kid should be served with justice. Yeah, the parent abandoned, the parent should be behind the bar. No one comes forward to do that. Why? Just because it's a kid? Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about why child abuse or narcissistic abuse by parents often go unreported. Yeah, and before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So these narcissistic parents have a strong sense of entitlement and they lack empathy. So it's all about them. They are very self-centered and they really don't care, what's going inside of their kids or the others. Yeah, it's all about them. Their needs, their wants, their desire has to be prioritized, and that's it. They have this, hunger and craving for admiration and attention. Yeah, they want to be admired, they want all that attention, they want to have all that spotlight over their head. Yeah, so these narcissistic parents go to any extent to get what they want out of their kids, and in that process of getting whatever they want, they do a lot of damage. Their manipulation tactics, I mean, regular gaslighting, minimization, invalidation, dehumanization, antagonizing the kids, has a lot of effect on the children. We can't say that, oh, they are kid, forget it, they'll heal. Oh, they are kid, they won't understand. No, they are human beings, and if the start is so horrible, what do you think? Where would they go? Where would they eventually land? Yeah, if the start is so messed up, if the start is so traumatic, it is going to leave scars. Now, the scars are invisible. When we talk about narcissistic abuse, the scars that is endured by these victims, I mean the children's in this case, it's invisible. So people often ignore that, there could be an invisible scar. There could be, something which is non-physical, something which is traumatic, yeah, and that is stored inside their head, and that will keep haunting them, and that will keep weakening them from the inside. It's this entire idea is very difficult for people to perceive, and they in general ignore. We know that our society rewards and worships the narcissist. The more brutal, the more horrible a person is, the more attention that person gets, yeah, in our society. So in general, society is quite enabling, yeah, towards these narcissistic individuals. Now, of late, I have seen that a lot of, media coverage, news, videos, have been out there regarding, children abandoning their old parent. That is very bad. Children, not taking care of their old parent, and parents are in old age homes. Okay, that's absolutely okay. At least they are in old age home, they are being taken care of, and they can invest their money there, and that's it. Okay, it's still okay. They are not all alone on the road and street. That's absolutely horrible. And there is this hell lot of sensationalism that you can see and experience around these kind of news that is covered. So son and daughter-in-law abandoned the father and mother on the road. Oh my god. And litany of flying monkeys, enablers, narcissists coming and pouring in their views. Oh, this is bad, our religion doesn't permit, our culture doesn't permit, or this doesn't permit, or that doesn't permit. Our social fabric, our moral fabric is being torn apart by the Western influence, by this conspiracy, by that conspiracy. Oh, that's all lies. People rarely talk about when these kids go through horrible times, they are least interested, because there is this sense of entitlement. It's my kid, I can do anything. So that goes unreported. But when the kid does something to the parent, that becomes a big news. Everyone has to comment, no, this is bad, this is horrible. I get it. Any kind of abuse is horrible. If you don't like something, don't get into it. Yeah. Abusing another human being is not a good thing. Stay away. Yeah. That's the simple, funda that I have. And I often, tell my clients. So, this sensationalism around this entire event or occurrence, that, oh, this son abandoned the mother, this son abandoned the father. I get it, it's bad, one shouldn't do that. Parents should take care of their kids and kids should take care of their parents. It's vice versa. That is, how it should be in a healthy family. Yeah, in a healthy relationship, everyone does their role. Yeah. And no one should exploit when the other person is in that vulnerable state. Yeah. So the same rule is applicable onto the parents also. Just because they are breeding, they are giving birth to their children, that doesn't give them, the liberty and license to do anything with their kids. Yeah. And expecting that the kids is going to, forget everything. Yeah. The kid is going to be good, the kid is going to be perfect, the kid will be, betraying his or her, desires, needs, and is going to prioritize the narcissistic parents' desire and needs. No, that's absolutely unhealthy. So, this media biasness that we get to see, I mean, these days, of course, it's on a regular basis. This abandoned this, that abandoned this. But I get to hear rarely about, the kids who are abandoned by their narcissistic parents. Nobody talks about it, yeah, because society wants to enable such things. It's okay for a parent to abandon their child, yeah. No one is going to fight a case. No one is going, no, none of the activists are going to come forward. None of these, influencers are going to come forward and run a campaign that, this kid should be served with justice. Yeah, the parent abandoned, the parent should be behind the bar. No one comes forward to do that. Why? Just because it's a kid? Think about it. Yeah. So, this biasness, for a kid, it's okay. The kid can be treated however the parent wants. Yeah. I mean, they are human beings. They are not cats, dogs, or rats that can be treated in any way. They are not doormat or punch bag for the parent. Yeah. So people rarely talk about, what kids go through. And, there are a lot of reasons why, people don't get into it. First of all, we know that society in general, enables narcissists, and society rewards narcissists as well. The second reason is, the role of a parent and a caregiver is put on a higher pedestal, that, they are gods, they have given life to you, and you cannot question them. You cannot question their authority. You cannot question their work and everything. Yeah, they are God. They have, brought you in this world. I mean, biologically, they had sex and they have reproduced. Yeah. But, people want to portray it in a different way. And in this entire process, people are invalidating, people are minimizing, people are devaluing the pain and, the suffering endured by these, kids, adult children of narcissistic parents. People simply invalidate it. Yeah. Kids don't have a say. They can be beaten, they can be done whatnot. It's okay. She's a child, she'll forget. She'll grow up and forget. He'll grow up and forget. Oh, hell no. No one forgets. There is something called brain. There is something called memory. Everything is there and it keeps haunting. Yeah, there is a voice at the back of, these victims' head who keeps, gaslighting them. Yeah, that's how damaging abuse is. First of all, this entire parenting thing, caregiver thing is seen in high regards. Yeah. And okay, healthy parents, good parents are rare, but they are like a blessing. If you have a good parent, you don't need anything. Yeah, you've got someone who will motivate you and help you excel and move forward. But if you have narcissistic parent, you are destroyed. Yeah, they might do bare minimum, feed you, clothe you, give you shelter, and the things that they ask in return, uh, can be, just beyond your paycheck and beyond your mind as well. Yeah. So, kids are like an investment for these narcissistic folks. And the moment they see that the kid is unable to give them what they want, they don't hesitate in discarding their kids. Yes, that's a reality. And you get to see a lot of these orphan kids. What is the problem? Why isn't any lawyer coming forward and, fighting on their behalf that their parents should be sued, their parents should be behind the bar, there should be cases? No, no one comes and does that. Yeah, because they are kids and they are in orphanage. Okay, it's okay. But when an adult, a senior citizen is treated in a bad way, that becomes a sensational news. So the biggest problem is, this societal expectation, this role, and, this taboo that is attached to, or around these caregivers and, parenting roles. Yeah. So, for one aspect, people become absolutely blinded. Oh, I don't know. No, parents can't abuse. No, that thing doesn't exist. Oh, no, they are parent after all. They did so much for you. Who's going to keep an account of, all that, abuse that is hurled and thrown at these innocent kids? Who's going to keep an account? Parents are going to invalidate it. Well, I slapped you because you were difficult. You were a bad child. Does the kid really deserve to be slapped at the age of 3, 4, and 5? I don't think so. So basically, you know, uh, this entire role of parent and caregiver, is being kept at such a standpoint where, they are seen in high regard, and people dismiss and invalidate, the victims and the survivors abuse and trauma. People just invalidate that, saying that, oh no, maybe she did it because of a difficult backstory, maybe your father did this because he was pressured, he was stressed. I get it, but you don't treat your kid as a doormat. You don't treat your kid as a money making machine. You don't treat your kid as an emotional toilet, do you? Healthy parents don't do that. Healthy parents are like a strong backbone at the back of the kids. They are all the time there. Go ahead, I'm there. Yeah, you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to take care of my responsibility. Take care of your responsibility. Grow up into a, unique individual. Grow up into a good man, a good woman. Yeah, whatever you choose to be. Grow up into a better version of yourself. Support yourself. Healthy parents don't, give a list of, things and expectations that they want in return. Healthy parents don't give payback reminders. Yeah. So this is, such a thing which is ignored on a mass scale. Yeah. Oh, child abuse, it's okay, not a big deal. Oh, senior citizen is being abused. Oh, it's in headlines and everything is out there. So yes, there is a disbalance. Abuse is abuse. Yeah. Normalizing one abuse. Yeah. Appropriating one kind of abuse, and then, targeting and criticizing the other kind. Is not going to do any good. Yeah, it's not going to create a balance. Yeah, abuse is abuse, whether it's old, whether it is young, whether it's a child, whether it is whoever. Yeah, everyone needs to be treated with respect and dignity. Yeah, we are humans after all, and we deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Yeah, we are not a piece of furniture that, is abandoned or thrown away when we no longer serve, someone's purpose and agenda. Yeah. So this biasness is there. The next reason is lack of awareness and understanding. Yeah. If the child is murdered or, abused or raped, okay, that, goes into the headlines. But the trauma that the child is enduring on a daily basis, the psychological abuse that the child is enduring on a daily basis, that isn't reported because there is no physical evidence. Yeah. Oh, she's overacting. Oh, he's acting oversensitive. Yeah, I never did anything. After all, I'm his mother. I didn't do anything. After all, I'm his father. I always see his best interest. I can never do bad. So, these narcissistic parents easily get away. Yeah. And society is also blinded. Yeah. Society just wants to see one side. Yeah. And when they see, The other side, it's difficult for them to digest and accept that such a thing exists. Yeah. And majority of them are toxic, dysfunctional, and narcissistic themselves. So it almost becomes like a, I would say, a kind of a distorting experience for these individuals who are toxic themselves. And when they see that people are talking about child abuse, psychological abuse, and all of this, it's almost like a distortion. Yeah. And they hate it. Yeah. So they just invalidate it. No, she's a kid, she was being difficult, so I slapped her. I did beat the crap out of her. So what? She's my daughter. Abuse is abuse. Yeah. When we see an old man or an old parent being abandoned by their children, people are howling, crying, and begging for help, support, this donation, that donation, this case on the kid, that case on the kid, legal stuff. But you don't see all that drama when a kid goes through all that, and when the kid comes out and tells the others that my parent did this, my parent abused me, my mother abused me, my father abused me, they used me, they exploited me. Yeah. They made us go through a lot of traumatic experience. Nobody believes that. Oh, well, your mother, after all, she wants your good. Maybe she must have done this for your greater good. Okay, everything is brushed under the carpet. So, this entire, this parenting thing, caregiving thing is seen in high regard. Yeah. And people don't want to accept that those roles are also into abuse. Those parents, those caregivers are also into abusing, the vulnerable ones, the weaker ones. What are kids? They are vulnerable, they are weak. So what good does one get in abusing, exploiting, discarding, withholding love and affection from those vulnerable and weak kinds? Yeah. And the same thing goes the other way. When a person becomes old, uh, I, he or she is weak, he or she is vulnerable. So what good one gets, exploiting an old person, exploiting a senior citizen, abusing a senior citizen? So it should go both the ways. Yeah? The same way, the news is related to, kids discarding their older parent becomes a sensation. The same way, when kids are being discarded, when kids are just being thrown in the river, thrown in the jungle, thrown in the forest, kept outside temples, kept outside hospitals, and nobody makes a big fuss about it. Those kids who are discarded, they are simply shifted and dumped in the orphanage, and that's it. No news about it. No one runs a campaign to find out the parent and punish them. Yeah. No one does that. No one comes forward and helps these kids who are messed up in their head. Yeah, adult children of narcissistic parents. No freaking person comes out and helps these kids. Instead, people invalidate. Maybe your mother didn't know, that's why she did this. But it's okay, after all, she's your mother. After all, he's your dad. Can't help it. He paid for your food, your school. Oh, so you pay for the food, you pay for the school, you pay for the house, and then you get the access key to abuse, exploit, manipulate, gaslight, dehumanize, antagonize. You get access to everything. Is that so? Yeah. So, uh, I mean, I personally feel very uncomfortable. There is a lot of, challenges that these adult children of narcissistic parents face. Nobody is interested to know. Nobody is interested even to ask, because majority of the individuals themselves are narcissists, themselves are enablers, and themselves are, toxic individuals, dysfunctional individuals. So they are least interested. But it's a reality. Narcissistic abuse is a real thing. Kids do go through it, and in our society, people don't talk about it. Everything is brushed under the carpet. Oh, your mom must have done it for your greater good. Oh, your dad must have done it because he must be pressured. It's okay. But after all, parents are gods. Oh, come on. I have seen parents who have sold their children for money. yeah, and into, those sex rackets, into prostitution. I have seen, parents discarding their children on the road. Those kids don't come from heaven, right? They don't, you know come on the shoulders of angels and then they are dropped on the road or on a pavement. No, they are the result of someone having sex and reproducing. Yeah. So people don't take interest, people don't want to talk about it, but when a senior citizen is left discarded, that's a big news. Yeah, everyone comes in, please pay this much and get this, please pay this much, all these mothers are suffering, all these fathers are suffering. I get it. Create awareness, that's the best thing. Create awareness and help, the victims of abuse, but please don't ignore the kids. Kids suffer a lot. Yeah, don't normalize it and rationalize it by saying, oh, my father used to beat me a lot, I'm not beating you enough. Ah, that's an abuse. You can't appropriate that. Yeah, you can't, call an orange, a lemon. That wouldn't change the fact. Abuse is abuse. Yeah. So, yes, there is a huge amount of stigma, taboo, biasness, around these roles, parenting and caregivers. Parenting, and caregiving is something which is to support and not to, abuse and exploit. I get it. That's how it should be. But we can't deny the fact that such roles are being abused as well. People in such roles are abusing the weaker ones, the kids. Yeah. So, yes, drop in your thoughts in the comment section. I would like to know, what do you think about it? And before I end, let me tell you, these narcissistic parents, the way how they treat their kids, the way how they abuse their kids emotionally, the malignant ones, the vindictive ones, sadistic ones, they even go to an extent of, abusing their kids physically. I mean, extremely physically violent behavior. So, in a lot of different ways, these narcissistic parents abuse. The result is these kids don't stop loving their parent. They keep loving their parent, but they stop loving themselves. They start hurting themselves. Yeah, they don't understand what self-love is. They engage into self-harm, addiction, um, getting into toxic relationships, and self-gaslighting, low self-esteem, low confidence. These kids who endure narcissistic abuse by their parent, so-called godlike parent, they are broken individuals and broken souls. Either half of their life goes in therapy, or half of their life goes in, ruminating about the past, self-gaslighting, lots of cognitive dissonance, getting into this endless cycle of toxic relationships. If not this, they are forever trapped in abuse. Yeah. So think about it. Don't invalidate a small innocent kid's pain. Don't minimize and devalue kids' pain and agony and suffering by saying, oh, it's okay, forget it, she's your mom, he's your dad. So if that is the thing, then the same thing can be used the other way around also. So what if the kid has, discarded? After all, they are kids, they have their own life. But people don't say that. People want it one way. Yeah. So they want, to dominate only one side, and they want to discard the other. And that's how they survive. That's how these narcissists survive. They survive, by enabling others. The other elder narcissists, they'll enable them. And they do this so that the entire ecosystem comes and aids them when their time comes. Yeah. So yes, abuse is abuse, whether it is a young child, whether it is an adult, whether it is a senior citizen. Everyone needs to be treated with respect and dignity. Yeah. Just because they turn weak, they become vulnerable, doesn't mean they would be discarded and treated in a bad way. Yeah. I strongly condemn those who are into discarding their parent, but please try and understand that parents should also stop abusing their kids. Parents should also, treat their kids with dignity and respect. Yeah. Narcissistic parents, I mean, there's nothing about them. I mean, nothing changes. Yeah, because they themselves feel entitled. They don't see their kid as an individual being. Yeah, most of these, toxic, dysfunctional things that you can see is, in these kinds of families where parents just see their kids as a source of supply, just an extension of themselves, that's it. Yeah, they don't see and respect their kid as an individual being. Yeah, and the kid has to just do whatever they want. Everybody reaches a threshold. Some people choose to run away, some people choose to quit. You can't help it. Yeah, so keep it healthy, and the relationship will be healthy, and it'll end on a healthy note. Yeah, on a happy note. But if there is dysfunctionality, if there is toxicity, we are going to see such things. Let me tell you. Yeah, it's a two-way thing. You can't invalidate, children's pain and trauma, and you are going to, run campaign in order to support the senior citizen. Both need equal treatment. Both need support. Both need love, care, and respect. And they both deserve to be treated with dignity, whether it's a child or it's a senior citizen. So yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Please take care of yourself. Respect and dignity should be the foundation of every relationship. Yeah, please take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.